Hello and welcome back to the channel for something a bit different. So today I'm doing analysis of the new Zelda Tears of the Kingdom trailer. I'm really hyped for this game, I can't wait. So yeah, let's just dive right in. So the trailer opens with this shot of the new Sky Islands. I don't know if these are going to act as shrines or anything, but we'll have to see when the game finally comes out, but they look really cool. Next up we have this construct which is having a fight with a Choo-Choo, which is quite cool. So that shows they're not hostile, but maybe they are protecting the Sky Islands from Ganon's minions, and maybe they're actually here to help Link, sort of like the Guardian trials in the original Breath of the Wild. Next we have this shot of a Ranger construct, which was revealed in the gameplay demo. I think these are supposed to be like the good guys. They're not hostile at all, they don't attack you. I think they're going to act like helpers, or just like regular NPCs that share information and lore about the Sky Islands and stuff, but we'll have to wait and see when the game finally comes out. Next we're greeted with this lovely shot of Link diving past this massive tower, and we see that he has these strange vials on his belt. I don't know if these are going to be like storage for the Tears of the Kingdom, or if they are an entirely different ability. They could be related to the new Ultra Hand ability. They could act as like a battery, or it could act as the glue that we see him use in some of the shots. It's also worth pointing out that these might only be available when Link is in this clothing. This might be like Link in the past. We don't know if there's time travel in this game, but I have a strong feeling that we're going to go to the past and stuff in this game, and that's why Link's in this special gear with his like hair that's really long. It might even be a callback back to the original Calamity 10,000 years ago, and we might be able to see some lore behind that. We might even go back that far in time in this game, but yeah, I'm really excited to see what all the new clothes and that are about. But we have this incredible shot of like Link diving. I love this. It's going to be so fun, just like Skyward Sword. And then we have this lovely rendition of the original theme from the NES game. Oh, it's so hype. I'm so excited. Another quick thing to add is this new glyph here. We see a lot of these in the trailers, but this one is of Molduga. Maybe you have to beat a Molduga for it to show, or maybe it's something to do with an entirely new puzzle system. But I'm really interested to see what they are. Right, so we're back on ground level now, and as you can see, there's a massive tower that's collapsed onto Kakariko Village, probably from the Sky Islands. So that's interesting to see if there's anything to explore over there. We can also see a tower, but I don't think it's one of the existing towers in the original game. I'm not sure on that, but they look entirely different, and I'm not sure if this is going to be like a new Zonai tower, or if it's still Sheikah and they've just put like decorations or something around it, but it's still interesting. We then have this shot of Hateno Village, which has undergone some changes since the last game. As you can see, there's loads of random mushroom items and stuff, and there are people with mushroom hats on, so there's obviously a new mushroom craze going around Hateno. But yeah, it'll be interesting to see if some of the other towns have changed. So here we have a shot of Castle Town. As you can see, there are some tents and stuff, so maybe people are camping there, or maybe rebuilding. Who knows, as the game progresses, maybe you get to rebuild Castle Town, sort of like Tarry Town. I'm not too sure on that, but yeah, it'd be pretty cool. So this has got to be one of my absolute favourite shots from the trailer. So as you can see, Kakariko Town is obviously in ruin. There's loads of scaffolding, fallen debris. So obviously this was a big target from the Sky Islands, which is really cool. And you can also see that weird shrine thing with the green spiral. I don't know if these are going to be a way up to the Sky Islands, or if they're going to be the new shrines. I'm hoping there's new shrines and stuff, because that's probably one of the best features of Breath of the Wild. But yeah, I'm also thinking that the Sky Islands might act as shrines in this game. But yeah, it's really cool to see that there's going to be a lot of differences in some of the towns, and there's some random stuff that we still know nothing about. So here we have another very interesting shot, and as you can see in the distance, there's a big cyclone or a cloud. I have feelings that this might be a new dungeon, like the Sky Dungeon. But yeah, we'll have to wait and see. But yeah, still interesting to see there's going to be some cool mysteries and stuff in the sky. So here's another really interesting shot of a massive dungeon or something rising out of the ground. It could be Ganon's tower. It could be a desert dungeon. I'm hoping for that. I'm hoping that we have like big dungeons like this instead of like the Divine Beasts, like a big sprawling dungeon because the Divine Beast is quite short, but it might also be an entrance to some of the caves that we've seen in some of the previous trailers. But yeah, I'm really excited to see what this is, and I'm really hoping that it's like a proper dungeon instead of like a Divine Beast, because I think Breath of the Wild, if it had proper dungeons, would be even better than it already is. So yeah, I've got my fingers crossed for that. We then get this amazing view of Hyrule Castle being lifted by Ganon's Malice, and yeah, it's really cool because as the castle's rising, stuff from the sky is falling. So obviously, when the castle's rising and Ganon's throwing everything up in the air, all the stuff from the sky is coming down. So hopefully you get some explanation behind that in the story. There's also this weird platform to the left. I think there's a couple of these in the trailer, and they could be things that you build, like you can see like building materials and stuff on it, but I'm guessing that you can like build houses, or maybe they're platforms where you can use your new like Ultra Hand abilities to like build your creations. They might be like a workstation. But yeah, it's really interesting to see. So here's where things get really interesting. We have this figure who I'm assuming is Ganon or Ganondorf, once he's undergone some changes because of the Blood Moon. It might also be Demise from Skyward Sword. I'm not too sure, but whatever. I'm so excited to see this because it's just mad. I have no idea what it could be, and it just leads to so many questions that I can't wait to find answers for in the game. So here we have this really intense shot of Link trying to grab Zelda as she's about to fall to her death. But as you can see, she starts glowing. That's obviously someone trying to save her, or her goddess powers protecting her. Yeah, so many questions, like I say. But yeah, obviously it's either one of the Zonai things trying to save her. It could be the Tear of the Kingdom in her left hand. She has like a yellow glow in her hand, and as you can see later on, she has this yellow teardrop shaped thing in her hand, which glows with that same colour. So who knows, maybe it's that protecting her. But yeah, we'll have to find out when the game finally comes out. There are way too many interesting shots in this trailer. So as you can see here, there is the Gerudo Desert, and it appears in the distance that Gerudo Town is under a sandstorm. And there's also all of these sinkholes, which may lead to like the underground caverns. There's also a big mural on one of the cliffs of another one of those glyph things. I've no idea what that is, but yeah, it's interesting to see. It's crazy to see how much work the developers have done on the world, because there's so many differences. Like, they haven't just sat back and just added a few bits to the sky and said, oh, there we go, that should keep the fans happy. No, they've like redone most of the world. So yeah, this is definitely going to be one of the best games of the year. So here we can see one of the new caves, and this looks like it could be in the interior of Death Mountain. I'm not sure on that, but yeah, there's loads of lava, Link's in the heat resistant armour, I can't remember what it was called. But yeah, there's loads of mine tracks and stuff which we see later on in the trailer. It might be the same area, I'm not sure, but yeah, it's still really mad to see how much the world's changed and how much they've added. I'm so excited. So here is where I think the new Sky Dungeon could be. So as you can see, there's like this massive cyclone which we saw in that earlier shot, and there's all these Rito ships flying around. I think this is a dungeon because we see Link later on in the trailer with Tulin, Tiba's son. So yeah, we'll see if it is a dungeon, if I'm right, or if it's just like a random side quest or something. But yeah. So here we have some new platforming sections, and as you can see, Link is inside of a bubble. There's some weird green orbs, which is probably some Zonai technology, which is keeping the gravity or whatever of the bubble intact or something. I'm trying to sound all sciencey there, but in reality I have no idea what I'm going on about. But yeah, it's still interesting to see like some cool new platforming stuff. Yeah, a bit of extra challenge is always welcome. But yeah, it looks like a snowy area as well. Interesting. So here we have Link with a wingsuit diving down this massive chasm. It probably leads to one of the caves or a dungeon or something. I have no idea, to be honest. I'm just guessing at this point. But yeah, there's all these lasers around. He's got to like manoeuvre through them all. Yeah, it's interesting because I literally have no idea where it could be. I think it could be like a Rito wingsuit. And maybe it aids with like flying around the Sky Islands. Like it could help manoeuvrability in the air. Instead of a paraglider. But yeah, I'm really interested to see what other clothes and stuff are in the game, because it's just so exciting. So here we have what looks like some kind of dispenser. I have no idea what it could dispense. Probably some parts or something that you can use to build stuff later on. But yeah, we can see Link is pushing this big cog round and it's making this orb move. Maybe it needs sunlight or something to activate the machine. Who knows, but we can see this orb thing later on in the trailer. But yeah, like I say, there's so many questions and stuff that have just been unannounced, and I'm glad they're keeping things secretive because, yeah, we don't want to be spoiled before the games even come out. So here we have Link on his horse riding to Hateno Fortress. As you can see, there's multiple enemies, and the bokoblins have new horns, which I suspect will be used to fuse weapons, because they can't be shaped like that and not be used to fuse weapons. Like, it's just too mad. There's also all of these Hylians, and they're all battling together. So obviously, there's going to be some like big random events where like you can see Hylians and different races battling with monsters, which would be quite cool to stop. Maybe there'll be some interesting rewards, but yeah, nonetheless, it's exciting to see. So in this shot we can see Link with his brand new Nintendo Switch Sheikah Edition. No, jokes aside, the Sheikah Slate's obviously had an update, and he has this like winch and it's like plugged in. So I have no idea what this could mean. I didn't think Link had the Sheikah Slate in this game. This might be before Link Awakes canon. It could be him exploring Hyrule Castle or some extra rooms and stuff that he hasn't explored before. Honestly, it's just up to guesswork. I have no idea, but it's really exciting. So this is probably the most exciting part of the trailer in my opinion. We see this new species, race or whatever. It looks like some kind of dragon man thing, and I'm guessing it's the person thing from the mural that we see in one of the older trailers, because it has the big ears and like the 3 eyes. It's just really cool looking. I think it's a Zonai, but who knows what role they'll have. I think they're going to be quite an essential role in the story. And we don't know if they're evil or if they're good, but I'm excited to find out more. We then have this shot of this construct emerging from a wall. I'm guessing it could be a dungeon boss. I'm hoping that the dungeon bosses aren't all too similar like they was in Breath of the Wild. But it's still a really cool looking enemy. Maybe it isn't a boss, maybe it's just like a challenge or a shrine or something. But yeah, still really cool to see like these massive constructs that we're going to have to fight. We then get this shot of Link in Hyrule Castle, the Sanctum, where we fought Calamity Ganon in the last game, but it's completely fixed. So I don't know if this reinforces the idea that it's taking place in the past, or if the castle's just been rebuilt, but still really interesting. We then get this new voice clip of which I assume is the new Zonai character that we saw earlier.
Zelda, we rely on your knight and that legendary sword he carries. Our last line of defense will be Link.
Yeah, it's still interesting to see Zelda in that gear. Obviously the Master Sword there. And yeah, that's the character that I think is going to be quite an essential role to the game. So here we have a shot of Link riding a bird through the Sky Islands. I don't know if this is going to be controllable or an ability that you unlock. But yeah, it's still really cool to see, and something we know nothing about. So here we have a shot of Link who has fused a royal shield to a royal claymore. Why? I don't know, but it's still really cool that you're going to be able to fuse all these different things together, and like the possibilities are going to be endless. I can't wait to just mess about with all that stuff. So there we have that giant orb that I was on about earlier. So here we have is what I believe a new Goron character, or maybe Yunobo, because we haven't seen him yet. But yeah, it's still really interesting to see that there's this Goron that's trying to attack Link. Maybe it's training, or maybe it is like he's possessed by Ganon's malice or something. We'll have to wait until it finally comes out. So here we have Link with Tulin, which I believe is taking place in the Sky Temple or Sky Dungeon in this game. That's just a guess, but yeah, it links up to what I said earlier. But it's still really cool to see Tiba's sons becoming like a champion or descendant or whatever. And hopefully Tiba's not dead, because he was one of my favourite characters. I really liked him. So here we can see that Link's made a wagon out of the new Ultra Hand ability, with wheels and chains and stuff that's attached to the horse. It's cool to see that we could be able to attach horses to things. Like maybe we could make like a turret or something that we can pull along, and then the horse can like run, and we can shoot enemies with like automatic lasers or something. It's just an idea, but yeah, it's really cool to see that you'll be able to be really creative with stuff. So here we have a shot of Link with the new recall ability, and you can see he's using it to parry the boulder from the Octorok there, which is really cool. Instead of using your shield now, you'll be able to use the recall ability, and there's going to be loads of different uses for this. I'm interested to see what other uses it has, because we've seen it used to go up to the Sky Islands, but we don't know what other things it could do. So yeah, it's going to be really exciting when the game comes out. We can test all of these theories out for ourselves. Here's another shot that gets me excited. As you can see, Link's fused a rocket to his shield, and he's like flying up in the air. I'm really excited to use these rockets. I have no idea if you can use them as like weapons to fire at enemies, but yeah, that's really exciting. And also, this is on Eventide Isle, which was the island with all the trials and stuff that you had to do without any of your gear. Here's one of the Sky Islands, and as you can see, there are some gravity platform things. I have no idea what they'll be called, but it's really cool to see that there's going to be some cool platforming sections in this game, and there's like zero gravity and stuff. I don't know if that will account into any of Link's abilities in this game. It's also worth pointing out that you can see Malice pouring out of Death Mountain, so maybe that means that it could act as a dungeon or something. Maybe the areas coated in Malice act as dungeons in this game, and you can use like the Malice to pinpoint where you want to go on the map and maybe take on a dungeon. So here is another shot of where I believe could be Death Mountain. You know that shot earlier where you see Link running in his Flamebreaker gear? I think that's what it's called. Yeah, you can see like the mine rails and stuff in the distance. I think this might be it. And as you can see, he's fused the mine carts to the fans, and he's taking on a construct there. It looks like it has an axe on its head, so obviously that can be used to fuse weapons. But yeah, still an interesting shot, and another glimpse at what could be an underground cavern. This is the shot that got like everyone excited when it came on. So as you can see, Link's made this massive tank or vehicle, whatever, and it's just like a massive monolith on top of some wheels with like arms and stuff. But you can see he's like controlling it. He's also in some new gear. It looks like it kind of looks like a Roman like armor. We can also see Link taking on a stone talus, which has a bokoblin camp on top of it, which is really cool. It's going to be fun to take those down. I wonder if the stone taluses still have like the mineral deposits on their back to help take them down. We'll have to wait and see. But yeah, it's a really cool shot. It just shows that we'll be able to take bosses down with like massive weapons and stuff that we create, and it's just going to be so exciting. So here we have some more new gear, and thankfully the Night Horse armor returns. I really like that set. But yeah, we can see Link here with, it looks like some Zonai armor, which is my guess, because it looks very similar to the cloak that character wears that puts his hand on Zelda's shoulder. But yeah, we can also see he's fused a ruby to an arrow, and hopefully it makes like a really powerful fire arrow. That's my guess anyway, because you wouldn't want to waste a ruby, would you? So hopefully it's a very powerful weapon. If not, then there's not much use in using it. Here's another shot which really excites me. You can see this massive laser thing that either Link has created, or maybe they're just found around the world and you can use the parts to make different things. But anyway, yeah, there's this massive laser cannon and it's just annihilating all of the enemies. I'm really excited to use things like this. It's just going to be so cool. But yeah, there's also a bokoblin there that has like red chew jelly in its bag. I don't know if it'll use them as like grenades or something to throw at you, but yeah, still a really cool shot nonetheless. So here we have another really interesting shot. So as you can see, this massive ice creatures coming out of the vortex that we saw earlier. Maybe this is an ice variant of Goma. That's my idea, but yeah, it's still a really cool looking enemy. And as you can see, Tulin and Link are there, and Link's got some strange armour on. It's like glowing blue. So I'm excited to find out what that is. But yeah, it looks like we're going to get some really interesting bosses. I don't know if this is a dungeon boss. That'd be my guess. But if so, I'm so glad they've taken a step in the right direction, because all the bosses in Breath of the Wild were just too similar.
I know why I am here. It's something only I can do.
So there we find out that Zelda has some purpose in this game. I mean, she did in the last game, obviously, but yeah, still interesting to see what she has in store for her story. But yeah, we also see that she has a tear-shaped item in her hand, which I believe to be a tear of the kingdom. I mean, that would make the most sense. But yeah, it has some sort of like inscription on it. Maybe that could link to like an ability you unlock if you get the tear. I'm not sure if like the tears will act as items you get for completing dungeons or something, and maybe they unlock new abilities which you can use to go up to the Sky Islands. That's just my thoughts. But yeah, it's still really interesting to see what purpose they'll have in the story.
king's revival and the birth of his new world.
So I take back everything I said about the Zonar being the most exciting thing about this trailer. This is definitely the most excited I got when I saw the trailer for the first time. So obviously our boy Ganondorf's back, and it's good to see that he's fleshed out and not mummified anymore. So obviously he undergoes some changes after Link tries to stop him awakening or whatever. But yeah, really happy to see it back. Also in that shot you saw some Lionels that had funny shaped horns that will obviously be used for crafting and stuff. That's interesting. But yeah, Ganondorf's back. So here we have a shot of what could be a new boss, and it looks like some sort of malice shark. Yeah, it's really cool to see. I don't know if this will be a dungeon boss or just a regular overworld boss, but it looks like it's taking place in a sky island. But yeah, it's a really weird looking creature, and I'm excited to see what role it has.
Okay, let's go.
So here's another shot which gets me really excited. So as you can see, there's this new character who looks a bit like Zelda. I have a feeling that this could be Zelda from 10,000 years ago, which is why she looks so different and is wearing like all this ancient gear. It also looks a lot like Zelda that you see in the tapestry from the original game. But yeah, she's got much longer ears, she's got darker skin, but she also has that tear which Zelda had. So maybe Zelda undergoes a change or goes to the past or something. But yeah, I'm really interested to see what this character has in store for us. So in this shot, it shows that Sidon's back, and he'll be able to fight alongside us, which is really cool. Definitely my favourite descendant, Sidon. But yeah, this looks like it could be a water dungeon in the sky or something. You can see lots of waterfalls and stuff in the background. And of course, Sidon's fighting with us. So maybe in the dungeons you have like a helper with, like we saw with Chulin and Sidon here. Yeah, but it's really cool to see that Sidon's back. And what a shot to end the trailer on. Like, we have this massive three-headed dragon, which I believe to be Gleeok from the original NES Zelda game. But yeah, look at that. That is decent monster design. And we also see that Link has like this crystal sword. Whether that's fused with something or an entirely new sword, we don't know. But it's so good to see monsters like this in the game, because that looks so threatening. There's nothing like that in the original Breath of the Wild.
You are our final hope. Link! You must find me.
And that is it for the trailer. But yeah, what a trailer it is. I'm so excited for this game. As you can see in this tapestry thing here, you can see it looks like Ganondorf trying to sweep over Hyrule with all these different minions and stuff. But yeah, what a trailer. Can't wait for this game. If you have any ideas or want to correct me on anything in the comments, get down there. If you like this video, leave a like. If you didn't, leave a dislike. Just want to know your honest opinion and to see if I should make more videos like this. But I've taken up enough of your time. Thank you very much for watching, and of course I'll see you in the next video.